こんにちは、川田美穂子です。お元気ですか? How are you today? Have you ever felt that some words have magical power? For example, one word that I believe has the greatest power is thank you. The word thank you is uttered when one feels gratitude toward the other person, and it has the ability to facilitate human relationships. When visiting non-English speaking countries overseas, one of the local words I always learn is thank you. When we use the word thank you, we often make each other smile. Thank you is a word that brings a cheerful and joyful mood. My two daughters have frequently used the word thank you since they are very young. Every time they say thank you, they are praised by others as adorable and in many other ways. Therefore, it seems that thank you has a mysterious power for even small children, and they may have been tempted to use it more and more. The power of the word thank you was even more evident in my late mother's daily life in her final years. When my mother could no longer live on her own, I took her into my house. At that time, she was already showing some symptoms of dementia. Her memory deteriorated rapidly, but the one thing remained unchanged was her attitude when saying thank you. She was always quick to say thank you very much for even the smallest of things, with a big smile and sometimes with a deep bow. Thank you seemed to be the word that permeated her body. That habit of hers remained even as her dementia progressed and she became well-ridden. The home care helpers, hospital doctors and nurses are very kind to her. She would always say politely, thank you very much, which is probably why she was treated so kindly by everyone everywhere. It was also a great pleasure for me. If I could spend the last years of my life feeling that everyone around me has been nice to me, it would truly be a blessing. While taking care of my mother, I also try to say thank you as often as possible and plant the word in my body. In addition to the word thank you, happy is a word that I feel has mysterious power and has become my favorite word to say. For example, when going to sleep in the bed with clean sheets, I intentionally mumble happy. Or when I'm relaxing with a cup of good coffee, happy naturally comes out of my mouth. Happy became my everyday word, especially after I experienced caring for my mother. Before my mother moved into my home, I had sold the house where I was living and borrowed money from the bank to buy a larger house for her stay and for my business. However, caring for my mother at home made me limit my free time and freedom of movement, and I had to stop working. I have to keep repaying the bank loan, and for the first years, I often felt as if my heart was breaking during these difficult days. In the course of these days, I gradually changed my way of thinking and decided to focus on the present, thinking that it was no use worrying about the future and that it would be alright if my mother was happy. Then a great change occurred in my heart. I began to feel happy, no matter how small. One day in the 5th year of home care, my mother passed away all of a sudden. Since then, I have been able to spend my time and act as I please. I just went back to the normal life I'd had before the caring life, but I have come to feel that this normal life is precious to me and I'm thankful for everything. As a result, I began to have more and more opportunities to say I'm happy. When I say it out loud many times a day, my brain responds to it and I feel happy more and more. So happy is a magical word for me. Besides thank and happy, I have many other words that I feel have special power. Why don't you look for any words with magical power which brighten up your everyday life? That's all for today. Thank you for watching. See you soon. ごきげんよう。